Okay, so what is the craziest lift I've ever had? The craziest lift I've ever had was some guy, kind of like a thug type of dude, who passed out. A big guy back there. And it was real quick. I remember saying one thing to him, trying to relate to him a little bit, this guy, and real quickly I hear him snore. And I had this thing about the type of driver I was. I was not going to look at you while you're back there. That's your own sanctuary. I'm not going to be staring out of the rearview mirror at you and making you feel all uncomfortable while I'm driving you back in the lift. So I didn't really look at him, and that's my fault, because this guy wasn't okay. I actually took a picture of him in case I needed to send it to Lyft, in case there was a problem. And I never sent it to Lyft because I didn't think that they needed to know. His hands looked kind of like this, and I thought that he was just drunk. But after looking back at this picture, I started to realize that maybe there was more to the story. Maybe he was more than drunk. So I know privacy is a big concern, so I can't show you the picture of this guy, and I probably deleted it off my phone at this point. It's been a while. But this guy, I got him back to his house, and he was still sleeping. You know, I shook his hands when I opened the door, and then I closed it. And I went around to the other side, and I shook his feet a little bit, and I closed it. And I thought to myself, what do I do? And I thought about it for a little while, and decided to take him to the hospital. I know it's more expensive to call an ambulance. So instead of getting a ride home, which he thought, he got a ride home, but then he also got a ride to the hospital. And I ran to the hospital and actually gave him another minute outside. I tried to wake him up again, just to see if he was okay. And it really seemed to me like he wasn't. So I ran to the hospital and I was like, hey guys, this is the situation. I got this guy outside. And luckily they were listening. I spoke to a couple people, and 2 guys came out. They didn't look that big, but once they got out and picked this guy up, I realized how strong these guys were. They were pretty strong, and they put him in a wheelchair, and they started wheeling him in, and I saw him try to get up at that point, and I wondered if I did the right thing. And I want to ask you guys if you think I did the right thing. I've asked some of my friends, and they said, yeah, you did the right thing. So, I really hope I did. This guy was young, looked to be in good shape. Shouldn't have been in that condition. If you can't get yourself in your own house and you end up at a hospital and you can't get yourself out of the hospital, then I guess you need to be there. And that's it. So I want to ask you, my name's Paul. Did I do the right thing, or did I do something wrong?